Man, oh man, is that a tough pill to swallow. Just a heartbreaking finish to this game for the Toronto Blue Jays as they fall in the finale 5-4 to the Baltimore Orioles. Jordan Romano blows his first save at Rogers Center this year. And with the loss, the Jays now fall back to under the 20 game over 500 mark, down to 1983 and 64. But more importantly, the Rays won today. The Yankees look like they're going to win today. So with that being said, the Jays are going to go back to 5.5 behind the Yankees, and the Rays are going to crawl back to half a game on the Jays. Mariners are in action right now, so if, God forbid, they win as well, then the Blue Jays lead over the Mariners is 1 game, but they have the series, obviously the series win. They've obviously won more games against the Blue Jays this year. So the season series, excuse me. So with that being said, we have to win by a game. So in hindsight, you only have 2 wins gap between them and the Mariners. So today was a really tough game because you had the lead in the 9th and Romano blew it. Now, you can't get mad at the guy because he's been basically perfect for this team. He hasn't blown a game in over a month. I think it was like August 7th. I mean, come on, it's like almost a month and a half. This dude has not blown a game for the Blue Jays. So I can't be mad at the guy. It's just one of those games during a season where you just want to pull your hair out because it was that close. But let's break down the ball game quickly. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Bo Bichette with 2 on and nobody out rips a single to left center field. Vladdy scores, making it a 1-0 Jays lead. And you still have runners at first and second, nobody out. Matt Chapman lines right to the shortstop. 1, 2, 3, triple play. Bo got off too far. Vladdy got off too far. And they pull the triple play. And that's with 2 on and nobody out. That's a big spot where you can possibly drive in some more runs. But you don't. Top of the 4th inning, Mateo hits a hanging breaking ball from Alek Manoah, drills it down the line, it somehow stays fair. For an RBI double, Vavra comes in to score, and it's 1-1. A few different times, Alek Manoah got in that sort of situation, 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. And other than that double, he got out of the majority of those damages, which is kind of crazy to think about. Bottom of the 4th inning, the next half inning, with 2 out and nobody on, Danny Jansen drives one to center field, and it's gone. Giving the Jays the lead back. It's now 2-1 Blue Jays. Great stuff. Manoah dials in right now. You saw him in the dugout after that. He was pumped, ready to go back out there. And he went the 5th and the 6th and just shoved in those innings. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and Vladdy goes out there. And look, it wasn't a characteristic Vladdy swing. Look, I'm still feeling the remnants here, guys. Woke up went last night right after it was on the video and the Instagram live on Blue Jays Center. Went upstairs and had half my dinner, and I'm like, no, thank you. Lied down. Got the shivers. It was awful. Took my temperature 102. So it was a disaster last night. And I guess I'm feeling the remnants today. I'm much better. But, geez, that was tough last night. I don't know how I did the video for you guys. But it was like my last-ditch energy that I had went into that video. And then I was gone. So bottom of the 7th, Vladdy hits the shot to left field. It's a bomb. 29 home runs now for Vladdy. I don't know how he hit it out, but he does that thing. And the Jays have a 2-run lead. It's 3-1. Now, this is my question to you guys. I understand there was a lefty-righty-lefty coming up next in the lineup for the Baltimore Orioles, right? Henderson, I believe, and then Aguilar, and then I can't remember the other lefty, Vavra maybe? Either way. And they bring out Adam Simber, who's better against lefties. So, you have the two lefties up, fine, so be it. You get one of them, great. Aguilar hits a missile to left field, and it somehow gets out. It's a solo shot, making it 3-2. I'm not sure why Anthony Bass isn't in those situations. Because what I thought is that Romano's your 9th inning guy, and Jimmy Garcia and Anthony Bass, depending on who's available, is your 8th inning guy, and then everything else is a free-for-all. Well, they put it out on Simber, and the one righty he faces, he gives up the bomb, and it's 3-2. Now, you don't think too much of it, right? You're still up by a run. You got Romano coming in the 9th, no problem. Top of the 9th comes around. He gives up a first pitch single to Stowers. Then, with a 3-2 pitch, I believe it was, to Urias, however the hell you pronounce his name. They send the runner. They send Stowers. And the ball goes right where Santiago Espinal was supposed to be. That's what sending the runner is supposed to, that's what hit and runs are supposed to be. It's supposed to open up a hole, and it did, and it went right where Espinal would have been. And Stowers ends up going to 3rd, and they have runners in the corners, nobody out, tying run 90 feet away. Then Cedric Mullins walks. And there was one pitch that looked like a strike, but again, if we're going to nitpick like that, you shouldn't be talking about this game. He walks Mullins now to load the bases. Now, they bring the infield in here. Now, I like aggressive baseball, but I'm not sure that's the right spot. You have the bases loaded with nobody out. And you're still up by a run. You're the home team here, right? So, in my opinion, play back. Look for a double play. You give up a run, yeah, it sucks. You give up the double play, you give up the 1 run to tie the game, but you get the 2 outs, and hopefully Romano can get out of it. Well, they play the infield in, and Rutschman slaps it past the infield for a base hit, 2-run score, and the Orioles take a lead. Then Aguilar hits a single. Mullins comes in to score. And that makes it 5-3 O's. Like I said, Romano, for the first time this year, blows a save at Ryder Center. Now, I'd rather it happen now than come October. But it's still painful knowing you're that close to sweeping away the Orioles, staying 2 up on Seattle, staying at least 2.5 up on the, or a game and a half up on the Rays, still being 4.5 back, things just staying right where you are. And your closer has been next to perfect recently, blows it. And that's not, again, I'm not mad at Romano. You can't be. You just can't be. Then we go to the bottom of the 9th inning with Felix Bautista up. And he gets the first 2 guys. Then Kevin Gausman draws a walk. Then George Springer rips a double off the wall. And can you imagine? Like, this game is a game of inches, the game of baseball. First inning, right, they had that hit to the wall. I believe it was Anthony Santander. And, Teoscar makes a really nice catch at the wall. If that's like 5 feet farther, it's gone. Right? If George Springer, if that ball goes about 6 feet higher and farther, it's gone. But it doesn't matter. It's a double off the wall. Biggio scores. Springer to second, but there's 2 out. Vladdy comes up, and we're all looking at this match. I'm like, ooh, high velocity with Vladdy. This could be fun. And he draws a walk to put him on first base, the winning run on with Bo Bichette. And we saw a very similar situation there a few days ago with Pete Fairbanks against Bo Bichette. And he got the better of Bo, unfortunately. And Felix Bautista gets the ground ball to third to end the ball game. Painful loss for the Toronto Blue Jays. But again, you got to take positives. Well, maybe not out of this. Well, you can. You know what? I'll give props to Vladdy in a second. I thought he was really good. With the loss today, and if you look back to this 3-game set against the Orioles, you were 5 games up on the O's going into the set. You lead the 3-game series 6 games ahead of the Orioles. So yes, you lost the finale. It could have been 8. Now it's down to 6. It sucks. It definitely does. Don't get me wrong. But with minimal games remaining, the fact that you took that 3-game set, you won the series, you got to find a way to take that positive out of it. They have an off day tomorrow before they're in Philly for 2. So you got to enjoy this this series, right? The first 2 games more specifically. Because you won the series. You're 19 games over. You're 6 games in a playoff spot. The magic number is 11. It could have been 9, but it's 11. You're right there. Just keep pushing forward. Every game you win, that number goes down and down and down. Let's get to the team stats, shall we? Or player stats, I guess. Vladdy, I loved his day at the plate. Aggressive, hitting the ball in the air. Really nice. 2 for 3 in the ball game. He had a double and a home run. An RBI, obviously on his solo shot. He also walked twice. So he got on base 4 of the 5 times that he came to the plate. Really nice day in the office for Vladdy. Bo Bichette went 1 for 3 in the ball game with an RBI, and he walked twice. And Danny Jansen, I thought he was really nice at the plate today. 1 for 2 with a run scored, an RBI. Obviously had the home run, and he walked twice. However, you know what? Actually, I wrote this down a little early because it was 2 out, nobody on for Biggio facing a guy with high velocity. I'm like, there's no way Biggio makes contact, and he didn't. But he walked. I wrote down 5 hits. I'm guessing with the George Springer, that was probably 6 hits now, 6 strikeouts, and I wrote down 5 walks, but Vladdy walks was probably 6 walks in the game. He had 6 hits in the game. I mean, you're not going to win many ball games like that. You have to get your hits, and I go back to that first and second nobody out situation early in the ball game where you could have broken that thing open. Albeit if Chapman's ball that he hit is 10 feet to the left, 10 feet to the right, it's a base hit and another run scores and there's still nobody out, right? Instead, it's a triple play and the inning is over. Massive swing right there. But again, you got to make things happen in other innings, and they just didn't do it. A couple solo shots later in the ballgame, and that's all you got, right? Pitching-wise, Alek Manoah, look, he was battling. There's no doubt about it. He was battling today. But again, once Danny Jansen Once Danny Jansen hit that solo shot to make it 3-1, you saw him in the dugout. He was fired up and dialed in to go back out there. And I think he faced like 2, 3, 4 in their order. It was pretty funny. You know, I lost train of thought here. I got a text message. I apologize, guys. But you know what? Once he was in the dugout and got jacked up, he faced 2, 3, and 4 in their order and like threw 9 pitches, and that was it. You knew he was dialed in after that. And he gave you 6 innings of 4 hit ball, 1 run, 5 strikeouts, and he walked 4. So again, that's where I'm like, he didn't have his greatest stuff, but he battled and was still gave you a really good outing. Gutsy move by John Schneider using Trevor Richards. He went an inning, allowed 1 walk. Somehow didn't give up a run because Trevor Richards is scary to use, and facing 9-1-2 definitely scared me, but he did a job. Adam Simber, still don't like that move. I understand the lefties, but man, I really would have liked to see Anthony Bass in the situation. He went in an inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 run, and got a strikeout. And then Jordan Romano went in an inning, allowed 4 hits, 3 runs, and a walk. Didn't get any strikeouts. Definitely didn't have his stuff today. But you know what? That's going to happen. As a closer, you got to have a short memory. You're going to blow some games here and there. It's great when it's all high and good and mighty. When you lose a game and it happens like this, I believe you gave up a walk-off home run to Judge earlier in the season. You got to have a short memory and get out there and rebound and get back in the win column and get another save, right? Just to feel that good mojo again. And he will do it. I'm not worried about it. Now, Jays fans, we turn our focus to a 2-game set in Philly. All right? We have a road trip of Philly and then the Trop. Yippee. That Trop series is going to be very vital to the way this team is going, especially since we're literally only half a game back of the Rays, or up on the Rays as we speak. I believe the pitching matchups go as Kyle Gibson and Kevin Gausman, because they're going to probably skip that Mitch White bullpen day start. And I believe Ross Stripling, and they said Zach Wheeler, but he's on the IL right now. I don't know if he's scheduled to come off the IL for that second game. But if he is, and that's the pitching matchup, that's going to be a doozy. You want to go there in Philly and make your presence known. They came in Toronto and lost both games, albeit I think they had some dudes on the COVID list. I can't remember who it was. So we'll see what happens. But again, tough loss for the Blue Jays today. But as great teams find a way to do, you bounce back after a tough loss, right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and not the ending to this ball game, because that kind of sucks. Smack the like button, do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already, comment down below. Thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game, would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Blue Jays? The Twitter link is down below, so follow up, send me a DM to that great stuff. The Instagram link is also down below, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys, of course, obviously the off day tomorrow, so it'd be weird for me not doing any videos for you guys, but I will be here to talk to you on Tuesday evening when the Jays take on the Philadelphia Phillies in Game 1 of the 2-game set at Citizens Bank Park in Philly. All right? And I'm guessing Kevin Gausman, Kyle Gibson is the pitching matchup there. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and not the ball game today. We'll talk to you guys then.